Well, hey folks, Real Honestly with your Rentals, my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Beginning in Sapporo, Night 1 and 2. And both these events were a lot of fun, especially Night 2. I'm giving this a thumbs up, as I always do. These New Japan shows were a lot of fun. Big thank you as always to Jen for sending me this. I really do appreciate it. There will be a poll above my head for both Night 1 and 2, and I will put in the description if you want to skip ahead to Night 2 at all. But I encourage you guys to check out both these reviews. Thank you guys so much for the continued support. So I do apologize though for not being able to review Night 1 live. I was very, very tired and need a full night of sleep. But I got my notes. Let's get on with it. You did have Kevin Kelly and Andy Simmons on commentary for both nights. And starting with Night 1, where you start off with Ren Narita and Yuya Yamura. And this was actually quite fun. Both these guys really cut a good pace. Great young lion action. Good wrestling. A great drop kick in the corner by Yuya. He really is excelling. Great power, great speed. And Ren Narita is really advancing very, very fast. There was nice, good Boston Crab usage. There's some close near falls. And then that belly-to-belly suplex with a bridge. My God, Ren Narita hitting that so perfectly. 1, 2, 3. Really, really good stuff. And then we go, so he gets a victory. We go to Ayato Yoshida and Shota Umino versus Nakanishi and Hanare. Love Toa Hanare. The guy is just fantastic. Really advancing. Really has transformed his look just in the past year. I mean, I know that he was coming back from injury in the beginning of 2018. Or had just come back from injury after a little bit. He did really, really well here, though. Him and Nakanishi made a good team. And Ayato and Shota did very well as well. Speed versus power. Ayato managing to lift Nakanishi. That was pretty impressive. Good strikes by all. Of course, Inara and Shota had, a bit of a fight. Nice drop kick off the ropes by Shota. Really good missile drop kick. Beautiful armbar by Shota as well. And that vicious headbutt by Hanare. And hits a Uranagi soon after to pin Shota for the 1, 2, 3. So Hanare picks up a victory. Really, really nice. And then we go to Taka and Izuka versus Tenzan and Tiger Mask. And Tenzan trying to get through to Izuka. Wants to team with him again. Izuka will be retiring, I believe, on the 21st. I believe the 21st of this month is when he's going to be retiring. It's going to be a bit sad, but honestly, the guy has been moving a little gingerly. He is hurt. So hopefully he gets to go out with a good match to end his career. And so we have Tenzan trying to get through to Izuka. That doesn't work. Izuka ends up choking him out with the mic cord. Of course, that was going to happen. Izuka's mask gets removed. We get the usual antics. Tenzan hit a big kick, to Taka. Really big kick, really vicious kick. Tiger got tagged. Pace picked up. Tenzan got tagged. Izuka ends up breaking up a pin. Izuka uses a chair. Uses a chair, and then actually he would do something in the next match on night 2 to cause a DQ. So, Izuka doesn't really seem to give a shit. I think what's going to happen is Izuka's going to go out as not the crazy madman that he is. Tenzan will get through to him, maybe on the last night, but it's going to happen. Then we get Yoshihashi, Makabe, Yano, Honma, and Taguchi against all the Bullet Club. Well, the Bullet Club members that aren't in a match later. Tamatonga, Tangaloa, Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, and Taiji Ishimori. And this is fun. You get a lot of Tama antics where he's like, no, I'm a good guy. Stop cheating. I don't know what the exact, thing is, but it's a nice little, tweak to his character. Sometimes it did get a little over the top, but it still was entertaining. It was a nice change of pace. Hanma, they get targeted after a bit, and that was it's always uncomfortable to see Hanma get beat up. Now, I know he wouldn't be back in the ring if he didn't feel he could do it really well. I'm just worried knowing the injuries that he had, reading up on the injuries he had. My God, he's lucky to be alive. I'm glad he is. It's just scary to see him, so hurt. And, whenever he hits a Kokeshi, I'm just like, oh, all those neck and spine injuries. But anyway, Taguchi does get tagged. Him and Ishimori have a bit of a scrap, leading to their match that's going to take place on the 11th. And Makabe getting tagged. Yano got tagged and then targeted. Action goes outside. Everyone runs in. Hey, you hit a move, yada, yada. Lobo by Yano, after behind the referee's back, pins Yujiro for the 1, 2, 3. So even though Tamatonga doesn't want to cheat, Yano, the master, the master deceiver that he is, gets the victory. And then we get Shingo, Bushi, and Naito versus El Desperado, Kanemaru, and Taichi. This is to hype up the 2 matches that are going to be taking place on night 2 for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles and the Intercontinental title, respectively. Miho is back. Oh, yes, she is back. And Kevin Kelly, I believe, said it. Find you as hopefully you can find somebody that looks at you the way Miho looks at Taichi. Honestly, Taichi is super lucky. Mia's a beautiful woman. Um, of course, the action goes outside. Shocking, I know. Shocking that the action goes outside there. Um, Shingo did get targeted, kind of selling the whole knee thing. Naito does get tagged, who goes off. More Naito Taichi action. Bushi targeted, backdrop driver by Taichi does pin Bushi. Shocking, Bushi takes the pinfall in a 6-man tag. Um, but yeah, it was fine for what it was. It was a good way to hype up the whole thing and, to say, oh, maybe Taichi will beat Naito. But if you've seen Naito and you're watching my review, you know that. You know what happens. We then get Suzuki versus Sonata with a big fight feel. This is the first of two matches featuring the competitors for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. And really, this was fantastic. The build up that they've had for this Sonata and Suzuki, it kind of harkened back a bit to Great Muta and Suzuki, because Great Muta is such a big influence on Sonata, especially giving him the moonsault and all that stuff, and Sonata perfecting it. I still don't say anybody's going to do it better than Muta, but still, this is Sonata hits it really, really crisp. There's action outside, of course, great table usage, chair usage, because Suzuki will throw everything at you, literally everything at you. He will throw pieces of the foundation of the arena at you if it means he can win. Not that he's desperate, he's just insane, and that's strong. Sonata does get buried under a whole bunch of chairs and barricades. Armbar by Suzuki, where he's really focusing on just everything, just zeroing in on that arm. Sonata comes back, targets the knee of Suzuki, and nice dive, make it look easy, get a heavy chop exchange. Moonsault does get countered, though. We get some strikes, and then soon after more counters, we get a gotcha-style pile driver for the 1, 2, 3, and Suzuki manages to pick up the victory. So you're thinking, okay, Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. are going to get the victory. Well, not so fast, because in the next match. Now, this is my only complaint, though. Not about this match, but check out my Night 3 review if you really want to know in full detail. But you had Shingo and Kanemaru and El Desperado and Bushi face off, and that was, respective matches for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles, the title matches they're going to have. And both matches ended in DQ with run-ins. These two didn't. They ended clean. I mean, you're okay, you get some chair usage and stuff like that, but in the ring, 1, 2, 3, it ended clean, all that stuff, between Suzuki, Sonata, and Evil and Zack Sabre Jr. So that shows where they have, the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag titles and where they view their big heavyweight belts. And I mean, I get it. You kind of want to have, vary it up and everything, but I felt that kind of slighted the junior heavyweight tag titles a little bit. That's just my opinion. But anyway, let's move on. Evil and Sabre Jr. Evil dominating first, actually, with some really, really good submission skills. Sabre Jr. makes it look fucking easy, though, when he's able to counter stuff. It's amazing how talented he is. This arm focused by Zack, as well as Evil's neck. I mean, he was targeting just about every damn thing. And the idea was, okay, could Evil actually beat Sabre Jr. when it mattered? Because in a lot of tag matches, he would always get pinned, or he would have to submit, or something like that. Evil does work on the shoulder, though. Goes outside. Nice fisherman suplex, fisherman buster, rather, on the ramp. Which, the ramp, of course, is not the hardest part of the arena. We know that the apron is the hardest part of the ring. Now, more strikes, really good stuff, some good clotheslines, really vicious clotheslines in the corner. A superplex spot, very impressive, and everything is Evil. After a whole bunch of counts, everything is Evil. Pins Zack Sabre Jr. for the 1, 2, 3, and that was a good match. This actually really was a well-wrestled show. It got better as it went along. The main event was Okada and Tanahashi, the Dream Team, versus Jay White and the Rogue General, Bad Luck Fale. Fale, best t-shirt, honestly. Fuck him. That's just it. This is such a great t-shirt. Mainly about Tanahashi and Jay White facing off on the 11th. I'm kind of curious what they're going to do with that. Oh boy, I think Jay White could win, but the problem is they've gone so much in the direction that Jay White's going to win. I don't know if he's going to. We'll see. We could have a shocking moment like we did in 2012, where Okada returned from excursion, I believe, and managed to beat Tanahashi shockingly. I watched a bit of that recently. I watched just that match, and I will try to do more retro reviews of some of these older, like the older Wrestle Kingdoms, perhaps. Let me know in the comments if that's something you're interested in. But I digress. Let's get back to the match. We go outside where, Okada, Fale are brawling, and then we get, Jay and Okada go, fighting outside. A lot of knee focus by Jay, of course, working on knee of Tanahashi. Can Jay White do what Suzuki did at New Beginnings Sapporo Night 2, I believe? It was Night 1 or Night 2. No, I think it was Night 1, actually. because night 2 was when Jay White beat Kenny Omega for the U.S. title. Check out those reviews, by the way, if you'd like, because I could have been wrong because I'm really, really tired. Nice double teaming, though. Tana did get tagged. Him and White fight a bit. There was, the grenade usage, but no cover because Fale wasn't a legal man. The ref got distracted. Chair to the knee bar by White, and Tanahashi tapped out to Jay White. That was really, really shocking. It was a nice way to add just a little bit of an edge where it's like, okay, you got like a reverse figure 4, sort of. And he calls it, the Tanahashi tap out. That's what he calls it, the TTO, which if Jay White wins, he can start calling it, something else other than just Tanahashi tap out because he can make others tap out. I'm going to say B. It was a very good event. Very well wrestled. And I mean, because some of the matches were like a little bit short. Like if the DQ finishes, some of this stuff, but the top 3 matches were really, really good. So B, and again, the poll is up there. Please let me know there and in the comments what you think. Now for night 2, New Beginning in Sapporo, night 2. This was a lot of fun. This was better than the first night. And again, not that the first night was bad. You got this far in the review, so you know how I feel. Kevin Kelly, Andy Simmons on commentary again. 3 title matches on the card. We start off with Toa Henare and Yota Tsuji. This was good. Henare, again, really big shining star. I would love to see Henare included in the G1. Do I think he's going to win it? No, he's a few years probably away from winning the G1 because of how they have the pecking order and how you have to work really, really hard and fight hard to earn spots and everything and earn victories. But I think Henare deserves a chance in the G1. That's just my personal opinion. I think the guy really is a big shining star, just waiting to break out even more. And he broke out here. It was hard hitting, very hard hitting. Power for power. I believe it was rugby versus an American football player. I believe Yota plays that or played that before. Boston Crab by Yota. He hit some good moves and some good strikes. Nice spear by Yota, but in the end, after some good exchanges, Uranagi by Henare pins him for the 1-2-3. So we're off to a pretty good start. We then get Tiger Mask and Nakanishi versus Shota Umino and Ayato Yoshida, and this was good. Good match. Ayato and Shota finally got a victory recently on the Road to New Beginning, portion of the show, or a portion of the tour rather, where they were able to get a tag team victory, and hopefully that sets them off on a path to either compete for the junior heavyweight or the tag titles. The heavyweight tag titles, that's going to be a bit far off though, but I would like to see them get some more victories as things go on. Shota and Tiger start off. You did get Ayato getting targeted a little bit, and you'll forgive me if I'm looking down at my notes just a little bit because I'm having to remember a whole lot of this stuff. Excuse me, Nakanishi was just too strong to slam until Shota shockingly does it. Shota was able to do that, and then some good near falls until a leg lock by a Tiger Mask, but there was a rope break and a Tiger superplex off the top. 1, 2, 3. Tiger Mask gets the pin, and we get Go-Go Tiger, one of the best wrestling themes ever, and I will fight you if you disagree. I'm not going to fight you guys, but I think it's pretty damn cool. So then we get Taka and Iizuka versus Tenzan and Ren Narita, and once again Tenzan trying to get through to not to get through to Ren Narita, but he's trying to get through to Iizuka, and Ren Narita happy to team with his favorite veteran, and Tenzan seems to have taken a liking to Ren, and they work pretty well here together. Iizuka, just ended up beating him up again because that whole thing of trying to get through to him didn't work. The action went outside. Narita did do pretty well, but did get beat up quite a bit. Tenzan tossed into the chairs again. Iizuka did his whole biting thing. There was some good stuff. You had Tenzan getting tagged, but then the iron fingers, where he pulls that out, and it's the iron fingers, and Iizuka pokes him in the throat. Forgive me for screwing up the name there for a second. That was, and that caused a DQ. So again, DQ, it was what it was. But I think they're going to tell a story again where Tenzan is going to get through to Iizuka, and maybe on that last night, Iizuka is going to be able to go out, cut a good promo, and go out, with his retirement match. And he should go out with a victory because honestly, I've caught Iizuka at the end of his career. At least watching live, I've been able to see some of his stuff early on. The guy was very good, and then went this route basically to preserve his body. Now he's going out on his own, and we'll see what happens. So. Yeah, that was what it was. But Tenzan and Ren Narita got the victory by DQ, so So then we get Taguchi, Hanma, Yano, and Togi Makabe versus Tamatonga, Tangaloa, Yujiro Takahashi, and Taiji Ishimori. And basically, pretty much the same damn thing that you saw or that you heard in the 10-man tag, or if you saw the 10-man tag, it's basically the same thing. Tamatonga turned the whole good guy thing up to 11. And no, we can't cheat, yelling at Jado whenever he tried to use the cane. You did have some nice Taguchi and Ishimori hype. I think that's going to be a very good match. Could be a sleeper match for the year. I don't think Taguchi's going to win because he's already got one title. And Ishimori, I think, needs to be established as a heel, and perhaps you could have Hiromu come back. I mean, I would love to see Hiromu come back, win the title, and then win the G1. Who knows? That's thinking way in the future. And that's if Hiromu's able to come back when he's able to. Like within the timetable, and he doesn't have to stay out longer. I just want the guy to come back 100% healthy. And if he can't, I just want the guy to have a great quality of life, but I really hope he does come back. Then we get Hanma getting beat up. Shocking. And nothing. Hanma's usually the fall guy in a lot of these matches. Makabe does get tagged. You get Yano antics. Tama stopping the cane usage again. But after, some distraction by the ref, Yano hits a little blow on and pins Tangaloa for the 1-2-3. And there's some dissension in Bullet Club. Now, Tamatonga, I don't know what the whole good guy thing is. Could be New Year, New Him. Could be about the Bullet Club block party. Don't know. It's adding a new dimension to his character, but eventually I think he's going to snap and realize this isn't working. He has to be the bad boy. Who knows? But I love Tamatonga. Guy's great, and the fact that he didn't want to cheat, and they made him do some stuff, and he's just screaming as he's getting shot into the corner to clothesline somebody. That's pretty funny. And then we get Tanahashi and Okada and Yoshihashi versus Jay White, Bad Luck Fale, and Chase Owens. Shockingly, Chase did not take the pin in this match. Yes, I am shocked as well. Okada does get attacked, turns the tables on Fale and Chase. Tana's knee attacked again. The action does go outside Bullet Club, and Suzuki-gun seem to love to take the matches outside. Still, this was enjoyable. I mean, you were going to mainly get it for Tanahashi and Jay White for that hype. Yoshi does get beat up. Tana also gets beat up. Okada and Fale fight. They're going to have a special grudge match on the 11th. And Yoshihashi does get beat up. And then in the end, Yoshihashi ends up tapping out to Jay White's TTO Tanahashi tap out maneuver. That was enjoyable. That was a very, very fun 6-person tag. I do also want to make an announcement. I'll probably make it also at the end of the video. The February 9th Road to New Beginning in Osaka show. I will not be able to watch that unless something changes. I'm going to be taking care of some other things. So I will probably have to miss out on that one. I will be here though to review the February 11th one in Osaka. I am going to be here for that. I will do whatever I have to make sure that I'm watching that. Unless, something drastic happens, I'm going to be here to watch that. And I will try to review as much New Japan as possible because you guys demand it, but also it is such a blast to review. It focuses on the wrestling. Now let's get back to the show. Shingo and Bushi versus El Desperado and Kanemaru for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles. This was a really, really fun match. Well wrestled with some dirty tactics and stuff like that. I mean, as you would expect when Kanemaru and Despy are involved. Bushi with the best masks, honestly. Best entrance masks, best wrestling masks. Not that Despy's that far behind. Shingo and Kanemaru had some good exchanges and everything. Shingo's selling his leg a lot, and that came to play later in the match. Not in the terms of a loss, but it still came into play. Mask for mask, as Despy's trying to go for Bushi's mask. Bushi tries to go for Despy's mask. Perhaps we will get a mask versus mask match at the anniversary show on March 6th. I'd be for that. I think that would be very nice. We then get a double, some nice double teaming. We get Kanemaru doing a great guillotine leg drop off the barricade. Really hit that well, hit that smoothly. And Kanemaru's been wrestling for about 20 plus years, or 23, I think. 22, 23. And he's still able to hit moves like that. That shows he preserves his body. He's a damn good athlete. Bushi does get beat up. He eventually tags in Shingo. Shingo, who's still favoring his knee. There's some close near falls. A few really big moves where you're like, okay, that's the end. No, it's not the end. So Kanemaru, forgive me, tried for the Centauri Surprise, the alcohol to the eyes. That didn't work. And Bushi blocked him with a chair and then spit the mist at him. And that was pretty funny stuff. That was pretty cool. But Kanemaru did kick out with a couple maneuvers. There was a pump and bomber, big old clothesline. That was just for two. But in the end, even though there were some times I was like, oh, maybe Kanemaru and El Desperado are going to pull this off, I didn't think so because they already held on to the titles for 300 days. In the end, or 304 days actually. In the end, a big old lift by Shingo and a lungbuster, Cold Rebellion. Bushi gets the cover, and or actually I believe Shingo got the cover, but Bushi hitting the lung blower 1, 2, 3, and there we go. That was it right there. And so we have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Titles staying right where they are on Shingo and Bushi. LIJ 1-for-1 on this. After doing so well at Wrestle Kingdom, I was thinking that one title was going to change hands, and I was convinced one title was going to change hands in the main event. We then get Minoru Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Evil Sonata for the IWGP Tag Titles. Do you also want to go back to the fact that right in the previous match, Bushi did remove El Desperado's mask, so I think for sure we're getting a mask versus mask match, and I think the anniversary show would be appropriate. I don't know who's going to lose. I think Desperado's going to lose, but we'll see. But anyway, of course, since Suzuki and Zack Sabre Jr. are there, any Suzuki-gun members, we go outside, and Evil and Sabre Jr. stay in the ring. They fight Suzuki with a lot of arm focus on Sonata. And Evil attacks Zack. There was some really, really good stuff here. I mean, these teams, they proved that you could have what seemed like a blood feud with some violence and everything, but also have some great wrestling. And that's the thing. Sabre Jr. can just make everything look easy. I don't know how he is so goddamn good at what he goddamn does, but my God, the guy is so great. And he hates the British Conservative Party. He has an undying hatred for the British Conservative Party. That clip is just absolutely amazing. If you ever can't find that either on Twitter or on YouTube, it's just like some post-match interview, but it's just why he wrestles and his passion for wrestling. But anyway, there was some great double teaming. There was a great double submission where Suzuki had Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. had Evil, and that was pretty good stuff. Magic Killer for 2. And again, I'm thinking, okay, Suzuki and Sabre Jr. are going to pull this off. You know, Evil and Sonata had the tag titles before. They're going to pull this off, and nope. Muda Moonsault, 1, 2, 3, and Sonata pins Minoru Suzuki. Suzuki was outside selling, like I was like, okay, is he just selling or is he hurt? I hope he's okay. Guy's, tough as nails, but he is still human. As hard as it is to believe that Minoru Suzuki is human, yes, he is somebody that, still does feel pain, even if it doesn't seem like he does. Hopefully he is okay, but Evil and Sonata do retain, and that was some good stuff. That was a very good match, well worked. It was a little bit better than I actually thought it would be because I had my expectations set pretty high, but I was like, let me keep them kind of low just in case. It was better than the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Title match, just by a little bit, but things got weird with the main event, which was Tetsuya Naito and Taichi for the IWGP Intercontinental title. And Miho once again at ringside. Yay, that's great. So Taichi's there with Miho. They're in the ring. Naito's making his entrance and everything. Crowd's like, Naito, Naito. And then Iizuka attacks him with the world's shortest ladder. Seriously, what the fuck do you use that ladder for? Do you use it to what do you use it for? To screw in like a light bulb on a really low ceiling? But anyway, the whole thing is that Iizuka attacks Naito, just lays him out with a ladder, beating him up with a whole bunch of shots, and then beats up the Young Lions. We need more Young Lions, by the way, because these ones are done for. Actually, they weren't. They were back up after a few minutes. But then Taichi's like, oh, well, what happened? What happened? I didn't know about that. Yeah, he knew about that. Of course he did. It was his grand plan and everything to try to get the title for Naito. And hey, that's what a heel does. He ends up hitting Black Mephisto on the entrance ramp, and Naito's laid up for a while. The Young Lions are checking him out. This did go on a little bit long. There was a lot of stalling. The trainer was out there checking on him. They took Naito to the back to get him checked. And all this time, Taichi's like, well, if it's a forfeit, I win. Even though the match didn't happen, it's a forfeit, I win. It's a forfeit, I win. And he's telling people to go home, I'm the champion, this kind of stuff. Well, no, that wasn't how it worked. Eventually, Naito did come back out after the trainer and I believe the president, no, wait, let's see. I think it was one of the owners of New Japan or the owner of New Japan. Forgive me if I got that wrong. I didn't quite catch the guy's name. I apologize for that. But it was like, okay, are we going to call the match off? Is the crowd going to riot because Naito is not going to be back out there? They might have, even though the Japanese are usually pretty civil. They would get pretty passionate about that. But um, Naito does eventually get back out there. Bushi is out there with him. Um, there was a funny little moment though where Makabe was on commentary, and Taichi like wants to fight Makabe and also Masahiro Chono, who was there at ringside. And I don't think Chono should be wrestling anymore. I don't think Chono's wrestled in years. I could be wrong, but I think he's been retired for a number of years. But yeah, there we go. Naito coming back out with Bushi. Bell rang, and we have a match. It wasn't a bad match. The stalling was a little bit much, but it did create some drama. The thing is, I think they were trying a whole bunch of window dressing so Taichi had an out for why he lost. Because he did lose. Naito got toyed with. Taichi just toying with him. Did cost him for a bit. There was a table put up, though, after Taichi regained the advantage. And then Naito hitting a pile driver and Taichi's neck and head going right through all that. And yeah, so that was a bit deadly. Hit Gloria for 2. That didn't work. Taichi kept, kept up the offense, but Naito would not let up. He would not stay down. Iizuka eventually comes out. How does Iizuka sneak up on anybody, by the way? How did he sneak up on anybody? He's not a lumbering oaf per se, but he's a tall guy, he's a big guy, and hate to say it, you probably should be able to hear that guy yelling and screaming as he's coming back. But again, wrestling. Okay, let's set that to the side. There was mic stand usage. It was a terrific match. There was more stuff than what I'm saying, but there was some good spots in it. Naito grabs Taichi's mic stand, uses it multiple times. But then Taichi ends up using a chair to, knock the mic stand out of his hand and hit him. And then he hits this vicious, and I mean vicious headshot, like with the chair. It literally sounded, my God, it sounded like a freaking watermelon burst. I mean, I've had a few concussions. Not from wrestling, obviously, and one from a bad car accident. But let me tell you, that made my head hurt. There were some good near falls. I actually thought Taichi was going to get the victory. He tried for the Gedo clutch after a low blow. That did not work. He tried for big backdrop suplex, the snap Saito suplex. That didn't work. Well, it worked for 2, and a Destino, but 1-2, and Taichi kicked out. And then soon after a couple more moves, Destino for the 1, 2, 3, and Tetsuya Naito, is still the IWGP Intercontinental Champion and says that he has plans to hold the Intercontinental title and win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, which if he's going to do that, it's got to happen at Dominion Osaka. It's got to happen at Dominion Osaka. And I don't know if that means he needs to win the New Japan Cup or if he's going to get a number 1 contendership otherwise, but we're going to have to see what happens. That's going to be very interesting, though. I really think that we're going to need to see an IWGP title change, like heavyweight title change, by Dominion Osaka. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen on the 11th. But again, I will not be here for the February 9th show. I do apologize for that, but I got to take care of some things. The February 11th show, I will totally be here for. I'm ready for it, and I am 100% there. B+ for this. This was really fun. The main event, I brought it down a little bit because I thought the stalling and all that stuff and everything with Naito went on a little bit too long. And a couple of the other, undercard matches were good but not great. But B+ definitely. And the fact that there were no title changes, but they were still able to keep it interesting, very nice. And again, the polls are up there. Leave in the comments what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe. My Twitter handle's in the description. It's been Real Honesty with John Ritlin, and I will see you the 11th.